Portland, Oregon, known for its vibrant culture and natural beauty, faces a growing crisis: homelessness. This city, often celebrated for its progressive values and scenic landscapes, is now grappling with a problem that has been steadily escalating over the years. The city streets, once bustling with life, now bear witness to a stark reality. Businesses that once thrived are now shuttered, and the vibrancy that characterized Portland's urban life seems to be fading. Tents line sidewalks, makeshift shelters appear under bridges, and the number of people experiencing homelessness continues to rise. These encampments are not just temporary solutions, but have become semi-permanent fixtures in the urban landscape. This issue, once largely hidden, has become impossible to ignore. The faces of those affected are now a common sight, and their stories are a testament to the systemic issues that need addressing. The sight of individuals and families struggling to survive has become a painful reminder of the deep social and economic challenges plaguing the city. Children growing up in these conditions face an uncertain future, and the community is left grappling with how to respond. The homeless crisis in Portland is not new, but its scale and complexity have reached alarming levels in recent years. Historical footage shows that this issue has been brewing for decades, but the current situation is unprecedented. The city, like many others across the United States, is grappling with a perfect storm of factors that have exacerbated the problem. Economic downturns, rising living costs, and inadequate social safety nets have all contributed to this crisis. From soaring housing costs to a lack of affordable mental health care, the underlying causes are multifaceted and interconnected. The housing market has become increasingly inaccessible, and mental health services are stretched thin, leaving many without the support they need. Addressing this crisis requires a comprehensive understanding of these factors, and a commitment to finding long-term solutions. Community efforts and policy changes must go hand in hand to create a sustainable path forward for those affected by homelessness. At the heart of Portland's homeless crisis lies a fundamental challenge: the lack of affordable housing. This issue has been brewing for years, and now it has reached a critical point where the city's most vulnerable populations are left with few options. Over the past decade, the city has experienced an unprecedented surge in housing costs. This rapid increase has been driven by a variety of factors, including economic growth and an influx of new residents. Rents have skyrocketed, pushing housing out of reach for many low-income residents. As a result, eviction rates have soared, and more people are finding themselves without a stable place to live. The demand for affordable housing far outstrips the supply, leaving many individuals and families vulnerable to homelessness. Shelters are overwhelmed, and the streets have become a last resort for many. The scarcity of affordable housing is driven by a complex interplay of factors. Policy decisions, market dynamics, and economic trends all contribute to the current situation. Rapid population growth, coupled with limited new construction, has created a tight housing market. The city's infrastructure has struggled to keep pace with the growing demand. The influx of new residents, often with higher incomes, has further fueled demand and driven up prices. This has led to a significant disparity between those who can afford luxury apartments and those who cannot. At the same time, wage stagnation has made it increasingly difficult for low-income earners to keep up with the rising cost of living. Many are forced to make tough choices between essentials like food, healthcare, and housing. The homeless crisis in Portland is not solely a housing issue. It is deeply intertwined with the city's economic landscape. Job losses, wage stagnation, and income inequality have all contributed to the growing number of people experiencing homelessness. The economic downturn brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic further exacerbated these challenges, pushing many vulnerable individuals and families over the edge. The loss of a job can have a devastating ripple effect, leading to eviction, loss of savings, and ultimately homelessness. For those already living paycheck to paycheck, even a small financial setback can have dire consequences. The lack of affordable childcare options further compounds these challenges, making it difficult for low-income parents to find and maintain employment. Behind the statistics and data points are real people with complex stories. Many individuals experiencing homelessness struggle with mental health issues, addiction, or past trauma. These challenges often intersect and exacerbate one another, creating significant barriers to stability and self-sufficiency. The lack of accessible and affordable mental health care services in Portland only compounds these difficulties. Trauma, in its various forms, can leave lasting scars. Childhood abuse, domestic violence, and exposure to violence can all contribute to homelessness. These experiences can lead to mental health challenges, substance abuse, and difficulty maintaining relationships and employment. Addressing trauma is essential to breaking the cycle of homelessness. Section 5. A City Divided: The Impact of Homelessness on Portland. The homeless crisis in Portland is not confined to a single neighborhood or demographic. Its impact is felt citywide. The presence of tent encampments and individuals seeking assistance on the streets has sparked debate and divided communities. While some residents express compassion and a desire to help, others voice concerns about safety, sanitation, and the changing character of their neighborhoods. The homeless crisis has also strained public resources and services. Police departments, hospitals, and emergency shelters face increasing demands as they grapple with the complex needs of a growing homeless population. The costs associated with providing emergency services, healthcare, and temporary housing are substantial, diverting resources from other critical areas. Section 6. Seeking solutions, shelters, services, and support networks. Despite the daunting challenges, dedicated individuals and organizations in Portland are working tirelessly to address the homeless crisis. Shelters provide temporary housing and support services, while outreach workers connect with individuals living on the streets, offering assistance and resources. Nonprofits offer meals, clothing, and job training programs, striving to empower individuals to rebuild their lives. These efforts, while commendable, are often stretched thin. The demand for shelter beds often exceeds capacity, leaving many individuals with nowhere to turn. Funding for homeless services remains inadequate, limiting the scope and effectiveness of these programs. Addressing the root causes of homelessness, such as the lack of affordable housing and mental health care, is crucial to finding sustainable solutions. Section 7. The Complexity of the Crisis. Barriers to affordable housing. Addressing the homeless crisis in Portland requires confronting the complex barriers to affordable housing. Zoning regulations, building codes, and opposition to new development all contribute to the shortage of affordable housing options. Overcoming these barriers necessitates a multi-pronged approach involving collaboration between policymakers, developers, and community members. One key aspect of addressing the housing crisis is increasing the supply of affordable housing units. This requires streamlining the permitting process for new construction, providing incentives for developers to prioritize affordable housing, and exploring innovative housing models such as tiny homes and co-living spaces. Additionally, rent control measures and tenant protections can help stabilize housing costs and prevent displacement. Section 8. A Call to Action, Collaboration, Compassion, and Systemic Change. The homeless crisis in Portland demands a collective response. It requires collaboration between government agencies, nonprofits, businesses, and community members. It necessitates a shift in perspective from viewing homelessness as an individual failing to recognizing it as a systemic issue that requires systemic solutions. Addressing the root causes of homelessness requires a commitment to social justice and equity. It means investing in affordable housing, expanding access to mental health care, and providing support services that empower individuals to break free from the cycle of poverty. It means creating a more just and compassionate society that values the dignity of every human being. Section 9. A Shared Responsibility, Building a More Equitable Portland. The homeless crisis in Portland is a complex and multifaceted issue that demands our attention and action. It is not just a matter of people lacking shelter, it is a symptom of deeper systemic problems that affect our entire community. It is a reflection of broader societal challenges, including income inequality, lack of affordable housing, and the widening gap between the rich and the poor. The stark contrast between luxury buildings and impoverished neighborhoods highlights the urgent need for change. Additionally, inadequate access to mental health care exacerbates the situation, leaving many without the support they need to overcome their struggles. Mental health is a critical component of overall well-being, and its neglect has far-reaching consequences. Addressing these underlying issues is essential to creating a more just and equitable Portland for all. Community meetings and volunteer efforts are steps in the right direction, but more comprehensive solutions are needed. The path forward requires a collective effort, guided by compassion, understanding, and a commitment to finding lasting solutions. It involves everyone, from policymakers to everyday citizens, working together to make a difference. It requires recognizing the humanity of those experiencing homelessness and providing them with the support and resources they need to rebuild their lives. Outreach workers play a crucial role in connecting individuals with the help they need. It requires addressing the systemic barriers that perpetuate poverty and inequality. Protests and advocacy are vital in bringing attention to these issues and pushing for meaningful change. By working together, we can create a Portland where everyone has a place to call home. A city where families can move into new homes and communities can thrive through collective efforts to build a better future.